everybody, I'm Andreea, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to create the perfect long-lasting makeup base. It is that season where you're probably going to a wedding or you're just partying more. I don't know, but you need to have your makeup last for 12 hours. I'm going to explain to you what kind of products you need, how to apply them. I'll give you all my tips and tricks to have that beautiful makeup base that doesn't need to be touched up. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. And please make sure you click on that ring bell button so you will get notifications when I'm posting a new video. Now, if you would like to see how to create the perfect base for a long-lasting makeup look, then please keep on watching. You have to prime. If you don't prime, your makeup is not going to last. And by priming, I don't mean necessarily a product that says primer. It means prep your skin. Use moisturizer. Make sure you're using all the good stuff for your skin. No matter if I'm dealing with an oily or a dry skin type, I always prep the skin. For me, this works wonders. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It's a makeup base, and I recommend this especially if your skin is dry or combination. I take a good amount and I just press it first on my cheeks because this is where my skin is the driest. Then what I have left, I'm using it on my forehead and the center of my face. I can't even tell you how much of a difference a good base can make to your whole makeup. It looks better, it feels better, and it lasts longer. Now we're going to move on to foundation, and I gotta tell you this. There's no foundation that's universal, good to everybody. Pick your foundation according to your skin type. If you're very oily, I recommend you the Fenty Beauty foundation. That is a great foundation if you have oily skin, large pores, that kind of skin type. If you are more on the dry side or very dry, I recommend you Armani Luminous Silk, NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. My skin is extremely dry in here and it gets a little bit oily on the center of my face throughout the day, but nothing that would bother me. So for me, a very good foundation would be this one from NARS. This is the Sheer Glow foundation, and I'm using the color called Stromboli. But I'm gonna mix it with just a touch of Armani Luminous Silk in 3.5 because the Stromboli has a very golden undertone, which is not exactly my color. I'm taking the foundation from my hand with the Beauty Blender that is damp. I just washed it. I always do that right before I'm applying the foundation, and I am just pressing the foundation into the skin. I like to start with the cheeks and then work my way down towards the chin. The Beauty Blender helps you build that base. If I need to do a long-lasting base, I like to apply the foundation with the Beauty Blender. I apply this foundation a little bit on my ears and down my neck. It's not just about good quality product, it's also about quantity, and I'll explain. Unfortunately, when you're going to go to an event, there's not going to be a makeup artist coming with you, touching up everything every single minute to make sure you're perfect. So that's why you need to apply a little bit more product than you would normally do. Just make sure you layer it. That means you apply a thin layer. If you're happy with it, you leave it just like that. But I always like to apply a second layer when I'm doing a long-lasting, like a bride, let's just say, okay? Because I want to make sure that that makeup is going to last for hours without being touched up. So this is exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to apply another layer, very thin one. Here we go with the second layer. The second layer of foundation, I like to focus it more on the cheeks, like right here. Because if you're going to be a bride or if you're going to be a bridesmaid, maybe you're going to kiss a lot on the cheeks. That is the custom in France and also in Romania, and I think that's maybe an European thing. Usually the makeup fades wherever there is a round surface, like for example the nose, the chin. Now you can see that the skin looks almost perfect. There are no imperfections that you could see too much. Moving on with concealer, I'm going to use the NARS. This is a travel size, and I prefer to buy products in travel size because they take less space. So this is NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard. I still love Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I just have periods when, I want to use NARS. Don't ask me why, because I don't know the answer. When you want your makeup to last, the thing I told you earlier about quality and quantity applies on pretty much everything, but especially the base. So I'm going to apply this concealer in a triangle. Can you see, like a little bit lower until here, and then I went all the way till here. I didn't go very close to my lash line. You don't want that. And then with my damp beauty blender, I'm just pressing. I'm just tapping. It's like the product literally melts into the skin. I also make sure I apply that concealer on the inner corner of my eye, where we are all tending to have that bluish color. And I'm also applying it, what's left on my beauty blender, on my eyelids. Here's the fun part for me when I have to set. If you don't set with powder, nothing is going to last. And that technique that was all over Instagram, I think there still is, where you're applying the foundation and you let it sit, that became very popular since, Instagram. But that is a very old technique. And actually applying the powder with a powder puff, or with a beauty blender is a great technique if you want your makeup to be set. I like to start with the eye area first, so I make sure that there is no product that creased. And then I don't even blink. I take about this amount of powder. I do this sexy face, and I'm pressing the powder into the skin in that same triangle shape where I've applied the concealer. And I don't let it sit in there. I'm just pressing it to the skin, making it disappear. Now there are no big pores. The skin looks nice, blurry, everything looks beautiful. And I do this step especially for the center of my face, because wherever you're going to have sebum, wherever your skin becomes oily, that's where the foundation starts to melt. So I do the same thing on my chin. But then for the rest of the face, I'm going to use this brush, and I know a lot of you ask me what brush is. This is from Hakuhodo. I don't know the name of it, but I'll leave it in the description box along with all the products that I've used in this video. Someone asked me in my last video about how much powder I'm using when I'm setting my makeup. So this is the amount of powder that I have on my brush. I like to do this almost like pressing the powder on my brush. So now it looks like this. And then I slowly press it. The brush is really important, because if you have a brush that has the bristles really hard, it's going to grab the foundation, so you don't want that. Now I'm going to warm up the skin, and by that I mean bronzer. And I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is, again, a mini version of the Omega Bronze, but it's so very practical. I'm going to use the Hakuhodo B110 brush. I like to use it because it's not going to grab any product. This is how the brush looks like after I've just grabbed the powder with it. And I'm doing circular motion. I want the most of that bronzing powder to be around here. And as I go down, I have less and less pressure on the brush, and that gives me a very beautiful, flawless airbrush feeling. I do apply that bronzer very, very close to the hairline. Here's something that I personally like to do, and it's not highlighting. It's sort of highlighting, but not really. I like to use this Hourglass Ambient Light palette. This is a beautiful palette, but I'm not going to use it as a highlighter. I'm going to use it as a powder all over, like a luminous powder all over the face. And I'm going to use the same brush, the one that I've used for bronzer. It doesn't have much product left, So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the powders, mix them all. I press the product on my brush and I apply this powder starting with the forehead, very light pressure. I'm applying it all over and the skin will have that beautiful sheen. I don't know if you can tell. Now I'm going to use highlighter and I'm going to start with Fort de France from NARS and I'll use my A23 brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I take about this amount. I place it mostly on the highest points of my face. The cupid's bow, the bridge of the nose, tiny little bit on the tip of the nose, above my eyebrows. For some people, this is enough and I think it looks beautiful. But if you want more, if you want to really glow, and especially if it's a nighttime makeup, you can use a stronger highlighter. Like the Becca, again, mini one. I don't know. It's a video all made with mini products. This is the Becca Champagne Pop. Beautiful, beautiful highlighter. Same brush, but I'm taking like this much. Okay? Put the excess on my hand. And this one I'm applying it only the highest points, like right here. Now before I do anything else, I'm going to set this makeup in place using the all-nighter setting spray. This is not only going to set your makeup in place, it's going to sort of seal it and it's going to absorb all the powders that we've used. You have to look in the mirror right after to see if there are any drops like I have right here. I like to absorb that little drop with my beauty blender because if you let it sit in there, it's going to dissolve the makeup. And now I'm going to take the beauty blender and I'm going to spray a little bit of the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And wherever I feel like the skin has too much powder, like around the eyes or on top of that highlighter, I'm just going to press it. You're basically pressing together all the layers that you've used on your skin. I know it sounds so bad, all the layers. Because this is wet and it has a good product and it has a setting mist on it, this is going to seal even more your makeup and it's not gonna move, I guarantee. Am I completely out of my mind or like what? Like what's going on? Like what? Yeah, I think I am. I forgot to apply blush. And I so wanted to try this. This is the ColourPop. It's called Done Deal. If you want to use a blush, use it before you're setting everything with a spray, preferably. So I've already done my eyebrows and I've used Diego Dalla Palma liquid eyebrow liner and then I've set them with, it looks like Gimme Brow, honestly. It has a little bit of color, number 24. And the color that I've used to fill in my brows is 41. It looks like this. I'll use this palette from ColourPop. This is in Blow Me Away, more on the peachy pink side. I'll basically use all the matte colors. This is Issue, Centerfold, and Slim Fit. I'm gonna start with the lightest color. There is no joke, these are pigmented. My very first time using ColourPop. I'm using a 217 brush from MAC and I'm applying this in the crease. I'll go on with these two colors right here. And the same color, I'm applying it on the lower lid. I'm gonna use this Diego Dalla Palma pencil. This is in 02. It's a brownish color. And I'm just applying it along my lash line. Mascara Better Than Sex. Of course, it's a mini Had to be a mini. On my lips, I'm going to apply this beautiful gloss. This is from Galactic. I was wearing it yesterday and Alex came and gave me a kiss and he was like, "What is that? This smells delicious." He said it smells like vanilla cookies. And this color is Glow. And as you can see in here, it has a pretty dark color, but as you apply it, this is just so natural, super comfortable on the lips. I have a client in 1 hour and a half, so I better hurry. Quickly before I go, I want to tell you about the dress that I'm wearing. I received it from Mint Limit. They were so kind and sent me this. This is an extra small, but it's too small for me. I'm gonna stand up just to show you the top part, because the bottom part, just I cannot show it to you. So this is how it looks like. It has really thin straps, really comfortable. The fabric, it's a tiny little bit stretchy. If you're a new buyer, you get a 10% off if you're using code M10. I'll write it in the description down below. And they do free worldwide shipping for orders that are higher than $50. I just want to mention really quick that this is not an affiliate program. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos like this. And make sure you click on the ring bell button. If you don't, you're never going to be notified that I've posted a new video. So that'd be very helpful to me and to you if you like my videos, of course. I'm very active on Instagram and I show you more about my life, more about makeup, skincare, and restaurants in Paris. That's more of a personal approach, I think. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!